Good evening, everyone, and welcome to day two of second edition of Hindustan Times Tourism Conclave. In the COVID era that we all are living in, travel seems to be a far-fetched dream, and the tourism sector has been badly hit. Along with it, even the entertainment industry has taken a massive blow. And for almost 5 months, no new films, TV shows, or web series have been shot. But now that we are slowly opening up and returning to a new normal, it's time for all sectors to restart, reboot, and revive themselves. So today we are going to discuss about the Indian films and cinema tourism that has played a pivotal role in promoting tourism across India and even globe. Joining me for this discussion, I'm delighted to have with me two very special filmmakers to give us an insight into how the film industry is geared up to start traveling and shooting across the world as well as within the country. So, my first guest today is filmmaker Madhur Bhandarkar, the three-time National Award winner and Padam Shri. Madhur has redefined the face and meaning of realistic cinema with films such as Chandni Bar, Page 3, Fashion Heroine. Madhur has made it very clear that he doesn't shy away from showing the dark sides of world of films, politics, media, and all the other industries. Thank you, Madhur, for having this discussion with
Thank you,
us.
Monica.
Also joining me here today is filmmaker Kunal Kohli, who has helmed films such as Pana and Hum, among many others. With a career spanning nearly 2 decades now as a filmmaker, Kunal has been very vocal on issues that matter. And that is why we are going to ask him some tricky ones also today. Thank you, Kunal, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here. Hi, Madhur.
Hi, Kunal. How are you?
Good, good. बहुत दिनों बाद मिल रहे हैं.
हाँ, बहुत दिनों बाद, बहुत सालों के बाद एक्चुअली. बॉम्बे में होके ही मिलते नहीं हम लोग.
बॉम्बे में होके मिलते नहीं. चलो आज हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स टूरिज्म कॉन्क्लेव की
वजह से we are meeting. Yeah.
The pandemic times is such that it is so ironic that we are going to talk about travel and tourism sitting in the confines of our living room and our offices and our homes. Because it's been 6 months, nobody really has packed their bags and felt that rush to go to the airport and catch a flight. So I'm sure being the film industry who's used to travel every second day for shoots and meetings, you definitely would be missing that charm and missing that zeal and enthusiasm as well. But I'm sure for the next 45 minutes and 1 hour that we talk about how these sectors need to revive now because the pandemic needs to go out of our lives. I'm going to ask you. So I'll start by asking you, Madhur. It's been 6 months since March when the lockdown first came into force. No filmmaker actually has gone out, shot something. I mean, forget traveling out of Bombay or out of the country. So, how do you think things have been, and will we ever come back to how things were previously?
Well, I think the last 6 months we have seen a major paradigm shift, I would say, not only in India but globally. And I've been following a lot of international news and catching up from last 6 months, and I'm seeing so everywhere the situation is the same. The complete lockdown or complete people have stopped going to theaters in crowded place, and so much things have happened. The pandemic has really, really taken the whole global world in a different world. So definitely it has been a very bad situation, very grim situation from last 6, 7 months, and like we are confined in a house. Never like I personally, I'm always a person who keeps traveling. I keep going to different places, India or abroad. But it's like we have been caged, confined from last 6 months. It's a very difficult time for everybody. I mean to say, especially we into entertainment world, we are here to entertain people in the theaters. People want to watch movies, and suddenly there's nothing, and people are sitting at home and watching movies and watching documentaries, movies, different kinds. It's a difficult time, and
Right.
it is not only the entertainment industry, but everything we see is very grim and very dark. I would say,
Hmm.
it's a situation. I don't know when it will get on the revival or it will be a better position, but slowly, we are trying to. I mean to say, let's hope so for the positivity. But I don't know. Many people are telling that the vaccine doesn't come. The kind of people who go out, they won't going back to the theaters or outside. Still, it's a long way. It's a very long way right now.
So, Kunal, I would like to ask you next that for last 1 month we have been seeing like a ray of hope with shooting resuming. Of course, Maharashtra government has given a huge list of safety operating procedures that one has to follow on the sets. But tourism does not still seem to be reviving per se the film shoots. I mean, definitely there is a movie that is being shot in Scotland now. People have moved out of the country with a lot of precautions. Interstate travel has also begun, and some filmmakers have started doing their recce and all. How do you think things would now be in the post-COVID era when things finally open up?
Well, I think in the post-COVID era, what we have to keep in mind is that there is, of course, going to be a change. It's stating the obvious that there is going to be a change in not just the way we shoot, in the way we travel, in the way we travel even from our house to the airport or the railway station. Then within the flights or the buses or the trains, how we travel, that's going to change. As far as work is concerned, I think what's going to be very interesting, like you said, a few film shoots have started. A lot of TV serial shoots have started. A lot of them are going to start. The IPL has started. Because I wish the IPL was happening in India because we so badly need that revenue, the revenue of catering, of transportation, of hotel stay. We needed that revenue, but well, that ship has sailed. But now, looking ahead, for our industry, I think for film shoots, web series, TV, those shoots, I think we can generate and we will generate so much employment, as we always do, in terms of ground support, catering, local transport when we travel to various other states and cities. We'll be hiring people, local crew from there, whether it's line producers or location managers, or like I said, catering, buying products over there, buying like daily requirements of whether it's from water to food to sanitizers to everything. But all this will have to be done with a view and a mindset that it has to be done differently. There's a different work ethic that will have to come in terms of social distancing and everything. And also, I feel now there is an opportunity here to revive all of us. All our businesses have been in a slump, whether it's tourism or it's films. We've been stagnant. There's been no work. It's been like a lockdown of business. Now, how do we revive that? And now we've got to work together. And states, cities should help us, and we need to help each other in giving us incentives. Like, come to my state, I'll give you this much incentive. They are there. I've heard Himachal Pradesh has some incentives, UP has some incentives. Maharashtra also, I'm requesting via your medium that we should be given some incentive because we are from here. I mean, I'm not just speaking for ourselves, but the other states as well. Whether it's Andhra, the heavy film production states should work with the industries to revive the industry, because there are a lot of workers who are who are daily wage workers, and we've all seen the stories, those very sad stories of daily wage workers who've become, who are like junior artists or something, and who've become vegetable vendors and everything. So we need to get them back into our business because they are from our industry. We need to be able to look after them. So that revival of both the industries needs to happen.
Absolutely. Very valid point, Kunal, that you have made, which I would like Madhur to comment on. Madhur, when we go out, I mean, interstate, when we travel, we end up hiring local crew members, even abroad. I mean, wherever countries we shoot, we end up hiring the staff and crew of that particular country. When we stay in the hotels, we are adding to their tourism in a way. But do you think these locals who used to help, who used to be even starstruck when a crew or a film cast will come in their town or city, that all also will also change? Because do you think will they be equally welcoming? I'm not saying in the sense, but because of the virus scare, will they be like, we are still at risk? Why a film is being shot near my place or in my small village or town?
See, right now the situation is such where I'm in touch with lots of states itself, and there's Himachal, like Kunal said, UP. I just met 2 days back Yogi Adityanath ji also, and I spoke to him about this thing also. I think the thing is what definitely everybody's taking the baby steps, and right
Yeah.
now because of the pandemic and the kind of thing it is there, it is they will grow slowly because they have to also see the local how it is. Just definitely when we shoot in that area or the state, you give revenue to the locals over there, which is great benefits to them. It's basically it's great for them to get revenue which we generate to the people. But if you see globally, there are lots of in European state also, Monica. If you see, there are lots of European state which is dependence on tourism has been hit very badly, very badly. Entire Europe belt, if you see, there are so many belts which only has this. They're depending on the tourist people coming. This hit very badly. Similar here
Hmm.
also, people doesn't want to come over here. Flights have still not started. The international flight we are
Yeah.
talking about. And when we talk about the interstate itself also, so there are certain norms which they are going to make, and they're certainly going to give a package incentive, like Kunal said, which will be definitely benefit for us to go overshoot there. I know somebody who has in Goa right now. There are lots of film fraternity people have gone over there, and they have a whole package with the camera, trolley, crew, everything. You just have a list, and they will provide you everything over there. So there are certain things which you are working slowly. So 100% we want the technicians, the junior artists, the daily workers who used to work in our industry day out, day night, has to be taken care because the stars are there. They have absolutely no financial problem and all. But the daily workers, the daily things who work day and night, they had to be put into right place and to give them their dues. That is also. Then I'm surely slowly and gradually all the state in India. Definitely,
Hmm.
they want people to come. Their tourism should grow, and the same time, the film shooting should also happen. And the package is being worked out. For the fact I know.
Oh, that's great. A little aside from the pandemic, maybe a little filmy dunya if we talk about. Madhur, Kunal, you have shot at various locations for all the films that you've done, and we know every filmmaker, just like they have their favorite actors, they definitely have certain locations that they love to go again and again and shoot at. So, Madhur, why don't you tell me about a couple of within India or maybe abroad? What has been your go-to place whenever you think of a script? I mean, it may or may not fit there, but you try to maybe add that element in your script that I would want to go to that place and shoot.
I don't know. I'm basically a very like a Mumbaikar person. Kunal has shot his film abroad a lot. I have very shot some songs abroad, but yeah, I'm a very hardcore Mumbaikar. So I'm very obsessed with this Mumbai thing and all. Kunal must be very aware. We have this old mill over here called Mukesh Mill.
Yeah.
So I got there are a lot of Mukulandan films to be shot over there. Hum, Agnipath, and all these movies, Khun Ka Karz, and so lots of movies. As an assistant also, I worked in that. So I've shot 3-4 films over there. So I miss that because there is a sea also over there. Seeing that
Yeah.
there's old milk which has been burnt long time back. I don't know if they still give for hire or no, but there are lots of ad shooting. The Jumma Chuma song was shot there in
Okay.
that mill. So it's very nostalgic. So I got for me that is a very lucky thing कि मैं जाके वहाँ पे shoot करूँ चाहे वो एक scene हो एक shot हो. So that is we always I miss that thing over there. So those things and a lot of people have different. There's a tree in Ooty, I believe. Kunal, definitely you have to put something in this also. Where
Yeah.
there's a tree like I remember that Madhuri Dixit and
Hinduji used to shoot there a lot.
Induji.
Okay.
Yeah. That
Hinduji
Mujhe
used to
Neend
shoot.
Na Aaye, that song is there. And I
And
think
every film
Maine
of his.
Pyar Ki also was shot. A lot of films are shot. So people
Yeah.
have in Switzerland. Yashji had Switzerland
Yeah.
in his mind. So
Yeah.
every filmmakers have different kind of a thing where you get nostalgic or people want to see your location and you want to revisit sometime. Just want to be
Yes.
there. Hey, I shot 20 years back this scene over here. So those
Yes.
kind of things are there definitely.
And I think that's so nice what Madhur said, that we all have our own vision, and the beautiful thing is that everybody has their own way of shooting the same place.
Same
Now,
Yeah.
if you see, I shot Mumbai in Hamtum. Okay, the whole second half of Hamtum was shot in Mumbai. Okay, the first half was shot in Paris and all that, Amsterdam, Paris, was Saptika, but the whole second half was in Mumbai. Madhur has shot in Mumbai. Rohan Sippy shot in Mumbai. Sudhir Mishra shot in Mumbai. Every filmmaker, Shashilal Nair in the past has shot in Mumbai. Every filmmaker shot in Mumbai, but every filmmaker shoots it differently. Now the beauty is that every city is a different, is
Tamil.
a within cities. Like if you see even Mumbai, there are so many Mumbais within Mumbai.
Yeah.
South Mumbai is completely different. North Mumbai is different.
Yeah.
Even within South Mumbai, there's so many different areas. You know, you go to Paitala, Dongri, Paidumi, that's very different. You go to the Dockyard Road, it's different. You go to extreme South Mumbai, like you go to the Fort area, that is
Ballet
very
Pier.
different. Ballet Pier, Fort, Marine Drive, that's got a different texture and a flavor. You go to Nepean Sea Road, Malabar Hill, different. Hajeri, different. You come to Bandra, it's like a different city altogether. You go, like Bandra is very different. Now BKC is very different. That's new.
Yeah.
But BKC is very different. Then you travel north in Mumbai, go further to Versova, Lokhandwala, very different. Go to Malad, absolutely different. Go to Mud Island, completely different flavor. Mud Island. अच्छा beach का तो मैंने बात ही नहीं किया. Shivaji Park, एक अलग ही flavor. So you know, in each city there is so much to explore. There is so much to explore. And coming to the topic that we're on in tourism, now what all I just said, okay, if अगर आप एक तरह से देखो तो बोलोगे अरे मुंबई में है क्या टूरिज्म के लिए? मुंबई में इतना कुछ है टूरिज्म के लिए. मैं आपको 15 दिन घुमाऊंगा सुबह से लेकर शाम तक और मैं हर रोज हर घंटे कुछ नया दिखाऊंगा.
I'm
Okay.
sure.
That is the beauty of cities like Mumbai, which have grown and evolved over years and years and years. So, and like everyone's Mumbai is different. हर एक का मुंबई अलग होता है क्योंकि हर एक आदमी अपने नजरिए से देखता है. And from the time where he's born, brought up, everything. Like I am a Mumbai, I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. Okay, I'm born and brought up in this city. So for me, like I know different nooks and corners of this city. Now Madhur will also know different nooks and corners. Madhur का मुंबई मेरे मुंबई से बहुत अलग होगा.
Yeah.
हम दोनों का सुधीर मिश्रा के मुंबई से अलग होगा because सुधीर मिश्रा has come from outside and he looks at Mumbai differently. So that's the beauty. Like I've traveled in local trains, BST buses. I've grown up like that in Mumbai. I used to go to school by a BST bus. Then when college happened, I used to go to college in local train. You know, I used to take a bus from my house from Grant Road Station. From my house, go to Grant Road Station. From Grant Road Station, take a train and go to college, HR college. अब फिर वहां से जब मूड बना दोस्तों के साथ बैठे बस में डबल डेकर बस में they go like a double decker bus in those days. Sit on the top of the double decker bus and take a drive on Marine Drive.
That's a big high. Sitting on a double decker bus.
Sitting on a double decker bus was a big high. You know, it is a very big high. And you know, sometimes you just want to relive things. Like so, my mother still lives in South Mumbai. I live in Bandra. She lives in South Mumbai. So that day I went to pick her up. So because I was going to bring her to my house. So I said, चलो एक detour लेते हैं. मैंने Jimmy Boy से कुछ खाना order किया. So I went to pick that up. But because Hughes Road का flyover, the flyover was shut on Pedder Road, so I had to take a detour. So I went via Lamington Road, Muhammad Ali Road. मैं वहाँ से होते होते करके I went to Jimmy Boy, which is in Fort area. So then I went there to pick up the food. Then from there I went and picked up my mother. Marine Drive se hote hote Babulnath, so pura chakkar, and it was so nice. I felt so nice because my city has so much to offer. It has so much to offer in terms of in tourism, in looks, in different types of looks. Achha, different types of looks are there. You want a rugged look, wo bhi hai. You want a sophisticated look, wo bhi hai. You want a modern look, wo bhi hai. Beach chahiye, wo bhi hai. But now, so coming to a very important point, I think what we need to do, which is always the representation that I always make to every government and on every panel I make that, we should have one-stop shops and one-stop windows for shooting permissions. Because you have to take permission also from Coast Guard, also from Archaeological Department, also from BMC, also from police. So, 5-6 jagahon jaake you have to take the permission. When your production is set up, like Madhur's is set up, mine is set up. हमारा setup है तो वो हमारे production वाले जाके कर लेते हैं. लेकिन जो young filmmakers हैं, student filmmakers हैं, for them it gets very difficult because they can't roam around to 6 places to get permissions. So there should be a one-stop shop, which has always been my request from all governments, from all states, cities, everywhere. Have a one-stop shop for us to go and get permission. के I want to shoot near Gateway of India. Excellent. एक जगह जाओ, permission लेके आओ, shoot करो. And also we have to be as filmmakers responsible when we are shooting in places which are of national heritage, like for say Gateway of India, or you have Qutub Minar, or like we have to be responsible. We have to be
Yeah.
responsible. Our crew does not mess it up. We don't dirty it. We take care of the structure, and we
Hmm.
don't do anything wrong there. So that's important. And of course, we have to showcase ourselves and our country in the best light possible also, so that people
Absolutely.
want to come. Like whenever, like Madhur was talking about Yashji and Switzerland. Single-handedly, I think Yashji increased the tourism of Switzerland. He
Huge,
single-handedly
huge, huge.
increased it. One man changed the tourism
Yeah.
of Switzerland. Now imagine if together as a film industry we get together and say कि अच्छा चलो हम लोग अपने अपने स्टेट अपने अपने शहर का टूरिज्म बढ़ा देंगे.
हाँ.
बढ़ जाएगा, क्यों नहीं बढ़ेगा? We shooted that beautifully. लोग आएंगे देखने के.
Bilkul. No, I mean, we're talking about, like you said, every filmmaker looks at Bombay, looks at Mumbai from a different point of view. I'm born and brought up in Delhi. I know when a filmmaker shoots in Delhi, and when I end up watching that film, there are certain places shown that I would have not visited.
Yeah,
So we look at
Correct.
certain places, cities, states, and countries from your eyes, because
Yeah.
you do that recce, that nooks and corners that you familiarize yourself with. So I would like to ask Madhur here that when you mentioned about that paid in Ooty, or today we are seeing a lot of Lucknow Havelis being explored in
yeah,
films,
yeah, yeah.
and है ना बहुत, और हिमाचल में ऐसे, उत्तराखंड में ऐसे ऐसे छोटे छोटे टाउन्स हैं. तेरी करके एक जगह है जहाँ पे एक शाहिद कपूर का मूवी शॉट हुआ था. सडनली वहाँ का टूरिज्म बिकेम
बढ़
इंटरेस्टिंग.
गया.
Then
हाँ,
lot of,
हाँ.
yeah, lot of places which we have not heard of but we see in Bollywood films. So ऐसी छोटी जगहों पर मधुर, अभी जब हम दोबारा वहां पे जाके आप शूट करने का प्लान करते हैं, तो क्या वो पहले वाली चीज रहेगी अभी, या बिल्कुल लगेगा कि नहीं, मे बी ना एक्सप्लोर करो, जहाँ पे ज्यादा लोग हैं वहां जाने से डरेंगे अब लोग?
देखिए, वन थिंग वी अभी पोस्ट पेंडेमिक वी ऑल मेंटली प्रिपेयर्ड कि क्रू कम करो, एंड दैट इज बेसिकली द नॉर्म्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एंड द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट आल्सो. व्हेनेवर we shoot, there will be certain guidelines, measures
Yeah.
we have to follow by the government, and we have to take that into consideration, and according to that we have to shoot. Like post pandemic, the life has completely 360 has changed now. Like I said, it's a paradigm shift. So now we have to think how we're going to shoot that thing, how much crew we need, how much crowd is there. Lots of actors are still very apprehensive to go for the shoot or go in the crowd. Or like if I have a sequence, imagine a politician is, my actor is playing politician and he has to be in a crowd.
Yeah.
So there will be a problem if there is a party in the in the sequence where he's going to shake hands with 20 people in the scene. So how he's going to do? So a lot of actors still have not said okay, they want to shoot, or they are waiting still for the vaccine to come. That time they will take a call how to shoot, or these measures has to be taken care. And definitely now when we shoot, there has to be, like, even if a local we are going over there, different state I mean to say, so we have to follow all the measures, and we have to think how much kaise hoga, kya hoga, kis hisab se hoga. That we have to look into that perspective.
Right.
We cannot have those kind of things. lot of now they are telling कि तुम green screen पे कर लो, अभी इसको ऐसे shoot कर लो, but there is a lot of compromise then.
Right.
We have to compromise in that thing कि यार ये गाना हमने सोचा था वहाँ करने के लिए, यहाँ करना है. So this is very difficult.
Yeah.
And I saw some I mean to say some news where they I saw on Hollywood they are shooting. So they are also somewhere they are compromising with the art. They are compromising television serial. I know a lot of friends who are shooting television web series. They are telling me यार बहुत कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना पड़ता है यार, वो पहले जैसी बात रही नहीं है जो हम लोग शूट करते थे, बिंदास लगा लो कैमरा, कहीं से को है. तो आप अपने आर्ट से कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना पड़ेगा हमें. तो वी हैव टू थिंक कि कैसे करना पड़ेगा इसको. मैंने सीन हम लोग को बैठे बैठे लिख के ऐसा, मैंने अभी सडनली नॉर्म चलोगा, कुणाल तुझे मालूम होगा कि सडनली पिक्चर ऐसा कोई स्क्रिप्ट है जिसके अंदर कम लोग है, ऐसा कोई आइडिया है जो बहुत ही कन्फाइनेड एरिया में शूट कर सकते हैं. Suddenly this thing is come. Writers are telling sir मेरे पास ऐसा आइडिया है कि एक बंगले में शूटिंग हो या एक हवेली में हो, something like that. Suddenly these kind of things have started coming up. So that means ये पहले कभी ऐसा था नहीं. And imagine like कुणाल obviously मेरे कि हम लोगों ने कुछ सब्जेक्ट प्री एरा की सोची होगी. I mean जैसे थोड़ी सी पहले की, जैसे किसी की पीरियड फिल्म है या 70s की 80s की, या 2-3 स्क्रिप्ट which is on 90s 80s. तो उसमें क्राउड चाहिए, उसमें दिखा रहा है नेताजी है, क्राउड के अंदर हीरो चल के जा रहा है, तो हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू शूट इट? पार्टी सीक्वेंस है, हाउ वी आर गोइंग, एक्शन सीक्वेंस है, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग कैसा रखा जाएगा? तो ये हर चीज को देखना पड़ेगा किस तरह से हो रहा है. तो इट्स अ लॉन्ग वे, इट्स रियली लॉन्ग वे, द टफ थिंग. इट्स नॉट वेरी इजी केक वॉक कि तुम ऐसा सोचो बोल के. वी हैव टू थिंक ऑल द पर्सपेक्टिव. एवरी डे पीपल हैव टू बी चेक्ड. एवरी डे सब उनका देखना पड़ेगा कि कोविड फ्री है तो उनके साथ शूट करो. माने 5-6 लोग एक बंगले में शूट करे तो ठीक है, लेकिन इफ यू हैव अ क्राउड ऑफ 100 पीपल इन दैट बंगलो एंड वी आर शूटिंग अ पार्टी सीक्वेंस और करवा चौक सीन, हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू शूट दैट? इतने लोग को उनका चेकिंग करो, टेस्ट करो एवरी डे. एंड इन केस वन patient you get over there, so the whole BMC will come and seal the whole set if you're shooting 25 days. Imagine a court scene, yeah. Court scene is fully crowded. If you have the sequence of the whole film is in court, then what will happen? So lots of norms and lots of measures we have to go through it.
No, that's very right. What Madhur has said, and these are things that we never heard of and thought of. And
Yeah.
ऐसे मेरे को भी फोन आया. Do you have a script that is just set in one bungalow? एक लोकेशन स्टार्ट करते हैं. ऐसे, but you're like, अच्छा भाई, but you can't force fit things. You're also scared कि नहीं अगर and that's sometimes you think of like I have to travel in the next week. Okay, I have to travel in the next week. Now I am thinking of, just see what all I'm thinking of. If I'm staying in a hotel, should I take my own bed sheets? Then I'm thinking, should I take my own bed sheets? Then should I take my own like razai and pillow also? Should I take that? And like I've told the person that, listen, if I'm going for a week or 10 days, I don't want housekeeping done in my room every day. मैं 5 दिन बाद मुझे दूसरा कमरा दे दो, मैं दूसरे कमरे में शिफ्ट हो जाऊँ. But I don't want anyone coming into my room. Now, these are the things that you have to also start thinking of. Because it's like we took so many things for granted earlier. कि अच्छा होटल में जाएंगे, रह लेंगे. अभी now suddenly when I thought of that, of going to a hotel, I said, but wait a minute. I don't want anyone coming into my room. I don't want the sheets to be changed. Then I'm thinking, अच्छा मैं ये शहर में जा रहा हूँ, ठीक है, मैं शहर में जाऊँगा, but गाड़ी तो मेरी गाड़ी तो ड्राइवर ही तो चलाएगा. Then I'm thinking, no, can I be given a self-drive car? Google Maps तो है ही. I'll follow, I'll take, I'll use my Google Maps and reach where I'm supposed to. So give me a self-drive car. So all these things are also, coming into your mind. And they will come into your mind. Why won't they? Because I can't suddenly sit in a car with some strange driver. That's going to be like, how can I sit in a car with him? Yeah. So all these things we have to keep in mind now. So, but what is the positive in all this? How can we take out a positive in all this? Because we have to. We have no choice.
Yeah.
We cannot keep sitting at home. We have to work. We have to make movies. We don't have. Madhur and me are both self-made people. We don't have khandani. We don't have khandani paisa.
We are independent filmmakers.
We are independent filmmakers. We don't have a studio.
And outsiders, yeah.
Both. That's a different. We are absolute outsiders. Both of us are rank outsiders. My parents were in service. They used to get a monthly salary. We had nothing to do with the film industry. But now we are still independent filmmakers who have to shoot. We have to earn. We don't have unlimited reserves कि चलता ही जा रहा है. हमारे भी debts हैं भाई. We have to pay up our debts. We have to make
EMI. You have to pay EMI.
We have to pay EMIs. So we have to continue with life. So, but how do we do that? What is the positivity? So I think there are the couple of positives are understand the situation, create a new environment of working. Okay. You have to have your sanitizers. You have to have all these things with you. You have to have a little bag with you where you're carrying your sanitizers and your wipes and your sprays. And you have to maintain your social distancing. You have to change certain things. You can't just sit on a chair and say, अच्छा भाई चाय लाओ, अच्छा कॉफी लाओ, अच्छा ये कर नहीं. वो पूरा change होना चाहिए. If there is lunch being served, how is the lunch being served? Everyone can't go to the buffet and take the same chammach and serve themselves because there's too much touch happening. Maybe one person at the buffet has to serve everybody or package meals for everybody. So everything has to change, but we have to change for the better. We have to change in an inclusive manner, taking everybody along. It's nice when we say, and we all say it, I say, bhai unit chota karo. But फिर उन workers का क्या? फिर उन सब का क्या? वो लोग क्या करेंगे? जब पहले 100 लोग के साथ शूटिंग कर सकते थे, अब 40 के साथ क्यों नहीं कर सकते? करेंगे, 40 के साथ करेंगे, 40 के साथ काम भी हो जाएगा. एंड वी ऑलवेज से, मधुर नोस की जितने कम लोग होते हैं उतना एफिशिएंट काम होता है, जितने
बेटर भी
ज्यादा
होता है.
लोग होते हैं सेट पे वो उतना चिल्लम चिल्ली होता है, काम कम होता है. बट वो ज्यादा लोग होने से ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयमेंट भी तो दे रहे हैं हम लोग. Now, when we reduce the number of people, aren't we reducing the number of jobs?
Huge, hugely.
That is a very scary thing. When we are saying, we are very easily saying, हाँ पहले तो, we used to have 125 people on set. अब वो नहीं कर सकते, अब 50 लोग के साथ काम चल. वो 75 लोगों का क्या होगा? What will happen to them? So if everyone starts doing that, just multiply the numbers. If just between Madhur and me we start doing that, that's 150 people a day not getting a job. If we've cut down from 125 to 50, we're talking 150 people just between Madhur and me, just between our units. Now multiply the numbers to all the Madhurs, to all the Kunals in films, in television, in web series. The number will be staggering and scary of the people who are not getting a job because we've so simply said, "Bhai, crew chota kar lo." ये एक सेंटेंस कितने लोगों को बेरोजगार कर सकता है? So we have to think of including people and expanding our businesses and reviving the business back. We cannot, yes, we have to revive the business in baby steps. That is correct. But we can't keep taking baby steps. Our industries have not been built on baby steps. Our industries have been built by the quantum leaps that we've been taking. The giant steps that we all take. And when we take those giant steps, we take along so many people with us. And I'll tell you something. There is something about our industry workers. I don't know what it is, but there is the way they work. You can say what you want. आप किधर भी चले जाओ, किधर भी shooting हो रही है, 9:30 बजे का shift है, 9 बजे सब लोग पहुंच जाएंगे. Nobody is late. Nobody is late. It is one of the most efficient industries. Wherever you might go, you shoot in mountains, you shoot in धोबी घाट, you shoot in झुग्गियों के बीच में आप शूट करो, पहाड़ों के ऊपर शूट करो. जो हमारे स्पॉट बॉयज हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं से चाय गरम सबको दे ही देंगे. They'll put up their chai cup station somewhere and they'll start serving hot tea to everybody. 7 बजे की शिफ्ट रखोगे, 6:30 बजे आप सेट पे पहुंचो, गरम चाय आपको मिलेगी. गरम चाय आपको मिलेगी 6:30 बजे सुबह. Our spot boys have done that. That is the efficiency of. I always tell people the efficiency of the film workers is unparalleled. You enter a set and you say, "यार ये दरवाजा आपने लाल कर दिया, मुझे तो पीला चाहिए था." हाँ सर, हो जाएगा. हाफ एन आवर में दरवाजा का कलर चेंज हो जाएगा. अरे दरवाजा का कलर क्या, दरवाजा निकाल के वहां पर खिड़की डाल देंगे. वो दरवाजा में खिड़की डाल देंगे. The efficiency of the film workers is so high. So now we can't just forget them. So that we have to take along all our people and revive our industry.
Absolutely.
It is a great opportunity for film and tourism to come together and work together and do that.
No, absolutely. That's very well said also. But at the same time, if we be very, very practical and realistic, we could go with a crew and cast together of about 250 people, 150 people together. But tell me, from a film production point of view, Madhur, if you can probably throw some light on this, as a film person, as a director, as a producer who has to take people along for a film shoot to a different state, a different country, how will these travel plans also alter now? Because everybody cannot even afford to hire a private jet, to take all the crews.
Yeah. You cannot.
So you have to think of that also. So that should also not put a restriction for you guys who've been exploring tourism and adding on to the industry for so long that, okay, we will start shooting in Bombay or maybe studios. So from production point of view, Madhur, if you can tell me in brief that how will that alter now and how will you work with lesser workforce but still keeping the tourism industry intact and not letting it go for a toss?
See, there are layers of different things into it, Monica. I think so. It all depends on the film budget also. How much, like you exactly said, ki everybody cannot afford a charter and take people to their desirable destination. So it's not possible. And it's again, like I said, depends on the production. It's a production, the film, what kind of budget it is. According to that only we have to take care of it. And then we have to see what are the templates, what that state government is provided us. How many crew you need, how many people cannot, like in Mumbai or anywhere you shoot, or that country abroad I'm talking about. And what are the norms of that country and how many people they are there. And again, I'm going back to it. It depends on the budget. How much your budget is, how much you can explore. According to that, the producer has to take a call. He has to take 5 assistant director. He has to take 3 assistant director, or all that kind of things will be looked into right now. And how much feasible is that? That we have to see about the feasibility also. Is it practical to take so many people? And like sometimes it happens chalo main technician le lo, baki to we'll get the setup from the locals over there.
Correct.
Even a state, or like if you go to South, so you have a lot of technicians over there. If you go to Hyderabad, Bangalore, or Chennai, or Kerala also. So you have a lot of technicians because there's a lot of film industry over there, big huge film industry there. So you have over there. And London, if you go again, there's a film industry over there. So you have a lot of people over there who will be providing you the local people over there, or some technician kind of. So you will take your core people from here. How much you need, those kind of things, which is there. And the rest of the people you take from that local. How much, and then obviously then you have to check the rate also. How much they are charging, how much our local will charge. In case we take our people from here, what will be the ticket benefit, and how much we can save the money over there. So now the budget has to be very now paper पे, जैसे कुणाल बोलेगा जैसे script ready होती है वैसे budget भी होगा आज की तारीख में. You cannot have that kind of thing कि कुछ भी जाके शुरू. I mean to say there would be a big film. I mean to say they can have this 10-20% contingency, but maybe we as an independent filmmaker we won't get the provision. I'm just telling you that there will be certain thing नहीं है इसको थोड़े में करो ये करो, so that will be there. The bigger the star, the bigger the budget can be there. That will be the whole funda.
As you're talking about reviving not just showbiz industry but a lot of other sectors, Kunal, you have, like you just mentioned about shooting in that Amsterdam, Paris, and everything in your earlier film. Now tell me, when we talk about permissions, it has always been a tedious process to take multiple permissions, especially when you're going out to shoot. But in this time of pandemic, how do we need the film industry and the tourism sector to kind of join hands and collaborate and work more in tandem and synchronization with each other so that both the industries collectively benefit and rise? Because right now you're not starting, you are basically reviving from the scratch because no work has happened in the last 6 months. So from that tourism point of view and the film industry, which has always played a very pivotal role, how do you think these things can be taken care of?
See, I'll give you an example. Like if you're shooting in Delhi, where I've shot quite a bit in Delhi also. If you're shooting in Delhi or in Mumbai, okay, you have to take, and if you're shooting by chance, let's say in Mumbai, if you're shooting near the coast, so you got to take a permission from the local municipal ward, from the Coast Guard. If it's near a natural monument, then from the archaeological department, and of course the BMC and the local police. So that's 5 permissions that you have to take. Now, the thing is, in lots of places around the world, you have to take one permission, which you have to take from the local film commission. So I think what needs to be done is the tourism department, along with the state government and the film bodies, have to get together and put up a one-stop shop where the producer goes and says, I want to shoot in near the Gateway of India. And he does not need to go to 5 places. He just goes to this one film commission and they give him the permission to shoot there. And that same, that letter, the permission letter, goes to all the departments, whether it's archaeological or police or Coast Guard or BMC, it goes everywhere. And everyone is informed that this shoot is going to happen in that place, and everyone makes the appropriate arrangements from that one source. So it's not very difficult to do. In today's day and age, when everything is computerized, all the departments are computerized, this one setup can be done very easily, and it will be beneficial to everybody. Because there are also fixed rates. Wherever you go in the world, even if you go to London, they have a rate card for the whole city.
Right.
And you have a rate card depending on how big or small your shoot is. If you only want to shoot with a camera on sticks or Steadicam, there's a different rate. You want to put up a track trolley, there's a different rate. You want to put up a Jimmy Jib, there's a different rate. And you just go as per that. You can go online, make the application, pay the money online, and you've got your permission, you just go and shoot. And you mark the areas you want to shoot in. So it needs to be done like that, even in India, where all over the whole country is divided into various zones and everything. And you go online, take your permissions, make your payments, and carry on with the shoots.
Okay.
It should be that simple. The whole process of trying to get the permission, trying to go here, trying to go there, running from pillar to post, that should stop. Madhur, so why don't you also add your ideas to this?
No, I completely agree with you. And these kind of things, Kunal, we've been talking from a long time. There should be one window clearance, and I completely agree because Kunal, I know because I've been from last 20 years. I've been shooting films in Bombay only itself, Mumbai. So I know the kind of things I've gone through to for so many people come and buy. If you were to put a camera also in some area, so the area wala will say, give me so much money, then only put the camera. Otherwise, if you have to put a setup. So there's lots of problems there. If you want to put a camera inside a house also in a slum area, so there also they'll say you pay us something, then we'll allow you to put the camera over here. So there is definitely this. I've been talking with the dispensation from long time. These kind of things has to be there. The clearance has to be there. You go pay the money, you give the location over there, and finish. And they should provide us with the security also. And the police security also. These are the things this area hai, inko shooting karo. So that will be the easy way. This is a problem. A lot of people doesn't want to shoot in Mumbai and they prefer to shoot a different city or abroad because they feel yaar wahan pe tension free hai. Yahan pe somebody will come and they will come, the problem will be arising. So that is a major problem. So these things has to be changed and we have been time and again telling the government about this. There has to be single window clearance.
Yeah. And the beauty is that the single window can be made online. It can be made online because it should be streamlined.
Yeah.
It should be streamlined. I want to shoot tomorrow on Marine Drive, and after Marine Drive I'm going to shoot from 9 to 12. After lunch I'm shifting to Colaba. And this is my day. I'm shooting Marine Drive and Colaba. I go online, click. The thing comes, okay, Marine Drive ka itna paisa, ye Colaba ka itna paisa. I make my payment. It should be like a shopping basket. Okay, you have this. How many security guards do you need? How much policemen do you need? I need 4. Okay, 4. 4 will be allotted to you. 4 ka itna payment. You have to pay for it, of course. It's not going to be given to you for free.
Yeah.
We don't even want it for free. We'll say, okay, fine. I will pay for these 4 constables to come here, this, that, and the other. So everything is done. It can be so systematic that it can be made online. There are so many.
I'm sorry for interrupting, Kunal, but I want to ask you: is this process like interstate across India? You have to seek so many permissions going in any other city or state?
Okay. Yes, even in Delhi. Even if you go to Delhi, it's the same thing. You have to apply to NDMC. Then you have to apply to the local area. Then you have to apply to archaeological survey. So you have to go through this, and you have to get the local, the police permission. So all those permissions you need. You need like 4-5 things. It's not just in Mumbai. It's everywhere in the country. You need
everywhere the same thing is there.
Everywhere the same thing is there. You need 4-5 clearances to shoot in one place. So which is why people say, "Acha, London chalte hain." Wahan par it's literally done online, or you just get one person and they do it like this. It's and it can be done because if you see, every department, even within tourism, has been made so fast and so efficient. The last time I went to get my passport, I'm speaking now just for the tourism related things. The last time I went to change my passport, I was so pleasantly surprised and happy because earlier, one used to dread going to the passport office. कि passport office जाएंगे, फिर passport दे दिया, 1 महीने बाद आएगा, this, that. Door to door, I did it in Tatkal. Okay, 24 hours. My passport was in my house. 24 hours. I was so impressed. I had to renew my passport. In 24 hours, my passport was renewed, jumbo booklet got, and it was in my house by post. I was so impressed, and the system was so efficient. I was out of the passport office within 35 minutes, and that too because I first stood in the wrong line. So वो मेरी गलती थी. I would have come out faster. I would have come out faster, but I stood in the wrong line first. I didn't stand in the Tatkal line. Then I shifted to the Tatkal line and then just tuck from one counter to the other. Now, if what used to be such a long drawn out process of renewing your passport, well, we all know renewing passport means अच्छा बैठ जाओ अभी घर पे एक महीने के लिए आएगा तो लॉटरी एक महीने में आ गया तो लॉटरी आपकी. If that process can become
the passport thing is really efficient, has been really
outstanding
further.
Now, if that can become
thank you Sushma Swaraj for that.
Yeah. So, and if that can be done so fast and so efficient, why can't, so then now that needs to filter to all the other departments as well of travel and tourism. See, that also, I mean, I know that's home ministry and all that, but it's travel related. I know passport comes under home ministry, but, and see now for passport, there's so many checks. Okay. There are so many checks for passport. Does this person have a criminal case? Is he not allowed to leave the country? Is his passport valid? Or whatever, जो भी checks हैं, वो सारे checks, 24 घंटे में होके तत्काल में मेरा passport आ गया. Now, if that can happen and be so efficient for passport, and I even did, and by the way, I even did my application online myself, no agent, nothing. I did the application myself online, got my token number, got everything. And so I'm saying, so if that can be done, and so many of our departments are becoming more and more efficient, this department also should become that efficient and that, easy.
I'm sure, but as we're entering towards the end of this session, I would want to ask one question to both of you. Maybe that could be the parting note as well. 6 months of not traveling, including us, including you, and rest of the world as well. And definitely there is a pent-up desire within people to once again, feel that rush of packing their suitcases and take a flight, travel to a city or a country. I mean, I know how much people who love to travel will be really craving that feeling. Now, Bollywood, who's always acted as a catalyst, like we were talking about Yash Ji making Switzerland a tourist hub single-handedly. Similarly, Kunal, when you showed those little cafes and lanes in Amsterdam and Paris in your film, when people go there, they look for those particular things, especially ones who are looking at a film from that point of view. So, Madhur and Kunal, maybe one by one, if you can tell me how industry pledges today to not kind of give up on that thing that, okay, abhi bahan jaake shoot, we don't want to do because there is scared, maybe people will not welcome us and all, but you will continue to promote tourism within India, definitely, and abroad as well. So that film industry that we always looked up to discover new places that we as common man probably would have never seen, heard of. So I would want to know parting thoughts from you, Kunal, first, and then maybe Matthew next.
So I think, it goes without saying, I don't have to pledge it. जीना यहाँ, मरना यहाँ, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ. We are going to make films. Our films are outdoors. We need the outdoors for our films. This whole thing of एक बंगले में कुछ है क्या, वो ठीक है, वो हो जाएगा, शायद हम लोग बना भी लें एक बंगले में फिल्म, बट वो बंगला कहीं तो होगा, कोई शहर में होगा. वो शहर तो दिखाना पड़ेगा कि ये बंगला इस शहर में है. And like I said, that charm of showing a city will always be there and will never go, because the city becomes part of a character. The city provides a character. The city provides a backdrop which is like a character in the film. So that is very important. If I shot Fana in Delhi and Kashmir, we didn't shoot in Kashmir, but we shot in Poland and showed it as Kashmir, because this time we could not go to Kashmir. At that time, the conditions were very bad. But we have to show they do become part of a city. If Chandni Bar is set in Mumbai, तो वो Mumbai का माहौल वो तो दिखाएंगे. So that we don't need to pledge. That is our pledge that we took, I think, with the day we decided to become filmmakers. We will always shoot in cities and we'll always show the cities, and we'll always try and show them as beautifully as possible so that people want to go to those cities and want to find those places or whatever, and use them as a character. You use them as character, because that is what it is. It is all about, man is always traveling. Man is a gypsy. Man is a nomad. Man is always traveling. We have to keep traveling. And we will hopefully keep traveling, and tourism and film will hopefully go hand in hand and flourish together and revive together. Right now, it's about revival. So we need to revive both industries together.
Beautifully summed up, Kunal. Beautifully summed up. Madhu, sir, your parting thoughts, please.
My parting thought is like I'll definitely add to Kunal what he said. Film industry is one place where we all come together. I always say it's like basically a film which we doesn't see caste, creed, or anything, and we all sit in a hall and we watch the movie. And as for the travel thing, is there definitely right now we are definitely in a backseat, not like I said India, but globally. And I'm sure we are very positive. I mean to say the magic of cinema will be always be there. The shooting will be there, and it will be some problem right now because of the pandemic thing. But I hope I'm very optimistic about it. Okay, in future, whenever the vaccine comes and things get normal, and the magic of cinema, watching the movie in theater. I miss the theater also itself because I've been a
Yeah,
film buff completely, in my life. So I definitely miss the film thing, watching the movie, sitting that day. Kunal, I'll tell you, I went to Guru Kripa over in Pali Hill. They have opened a new thing, Guru Kripa, which distributes samosa all over the Bombay in the theater. We with that samosa, remember? तो वो मैं I had over there, तो I got that nostalgic thing, इतना अच्छा लगा मेरे को. I felt it I was in a giddy galaxy or PVR theater. So those kind of things are there. As for traveling, I just after 6 months I traveled to Delhi last week for a day, and I was very happy, like a new kid, sitting after 6 months, because I'm a very travel junkie. I travel a lot. You see my Instagram posts are all about travel only. So suddenly it's have come to a big shock. From post 6 months, I have not traveled anywhere, sitting at home watching movies. So I have hope that things will be normalized, things will be normal, baby steps have been taken, and hope international flights also starts, and somewhere the pandemic goes down and we are back to the studios, theaters, editing, dubbing or shooting the film where we all make good stories, tell good story to the people. And I'm very sure the magic of cinema will be there. We have faced lots of adversities from the post World War II. The film industry is going to get closed, cable thing, piracy, everything, कि 9/11 happened, people thought पता नहीं cinema क्या होगा, in America I'm talking about. But we have gone through all these things, now OTT platform and films are coexisting together. There was this also apprehension, last 1 year back, कि OTT platform अगर theater में कोई जाएगा नहीं. But if you see before the pandemic, we were existing together, coexisting together. So I think it's a great platform for actors, directors, storytellers, everybody who have good story. We can go on OTT platform today. Big stars are doing OTT platform. So I think
right.
it's a great thing, and hope we keep telling good stories and entertain people.
Absolutely. So ending the session on a very positive note. Thank you, Kunal. Thank you, Madhur, for taking out time and for this insight discussion. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Monica. Lovely talking
I'm
to you.
Madhu.
Bye,
See you
Kunal.
soon.
Thank you.